Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. It's been a little while since I've had a good old discussion video, so I thought today that I wanted to have a discussion about how much I dislike / hate insta-love. Now insta-love, for those of you who don't know, is a sort of term that's used, quite obviously if you ask me, to refer to a trope that happens in books a lot, which is where characters fall in love pretty much instantly. And I dislike it for several reasons, which I'm going to go into for you. The first reason that I really dislike it is because it just feels fake. To me, and in my experience, love is kind of this deep thing that happens between two people who have a connection. And to get a connection, you've got to know somebody quite well. And I think that to set the expectation that people fall in love instantly when they meet just doesn't feel realistic to me. And I think if I'm reading a story and characters fall in love in a kind of instantaneous way, instantly makes the book feel more fake and unbelievable, and then I find that quite irritating. Like, I don't feel as submerged and immersed with the characters because they just feel less real and more fake. Another thing which I really dislike about it is that I feel it really places this feeling amongst us that love is really, really important and romance is really, really important, and actually if you're meeting somebody, the most important thing that can happen is that you can fall in love with them. And that really irritates me, because actually, you know, you don't have to be in a relationship, you don't have to be in love to be happy and complete as a person. And I think it places too much sort of emphasis on the need for love and those sorts of emotions, when actually I don't think they're integral to a happy life. You can be happy without them. Alongside that, I also feel that it then devalues the friendship. I see this particularly in YA books. I feel like YA books have a lot of insta-love in them between characters that probably then could have actually been really good friends. But as soon as they meet somebody, they fall in love, and then that becomes the sort of aim, I suppose, of relationships. An aim in a relationship is to fall in love with somebody instantly and be the best in the world. And, oh, aren't we just the best relationship ever? Where actually friendships can be stronger, friendships can be just as important, and it would be nice to see that happen more often, I think, in books, particularly YA. Because for me, the final reason that I'm going to give, and actually the biggest reason in my opinion, that I think insta-love is a real big negative for me, is that I feel it sets unrealistic expectations with regards to love. And I think that when people read about this, it's the same when they see it in films and Disney films with the princesses falling in love with the guy they've just met. It sets unrealistic expectations. There are a lot of people out there who must get from these books, from this work of fiction, that happens all the time in real life. And in my experience, it doesn't. And actually, it doesn't have to be that when you meet somebody, you know instantly that you love them or you could love them. Actually, quite often you meet somebody and you get along okay, and love happens over time. And I feel that it would be nice to see that reflected more realistic. And I worry a lot, particularly, again, with the YA books, that a lot of young teenagers are reading, that they're then setting themselves up for a world of hurt because they think that that is normal. They think that is then the expectation of how they expect to fall in love. So I think that's the biggest negative for me. On the flip side of that, after I did some thinking about it, I did think, well, do you know what? Books are works of fiction. And actually, in lots of elements, in lots of ways, their features are exaggerated. They don't always reflect real life. Certainly, you know, you get a lot of fantasy, the fantasy genre and the science fiction genre, where things are not real life. But also beyond that, I think friendships even can often feel stronger in books. And other features, families are often, I feel like they're almost caricatures. They're quite over-exaggerated forms of what we see in real life because they need to summarise it in a book. And maybe that's what insta-love is. It's just kind of a caricature of love for the sake of the media with which it's being presented. I don't know, maybe. Maybe I'm just rambling. But anyway, I hate insta-love. It can put me off books instantly, ironically enough. And yeah, and I'm really interested to know what other people think of it. Is it just me that is insanely driven mad when I see this kind of thing portrayed in a book? Is it just because I have very negative feelings about love? Or is it just as irritating for everybody else in the world as it is for me? I would love to know. So let me know what you think below, and I will see you again very soon with another discussion. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.